Mugam karodi vachalam Pangum Langede Girim Yet Kripadamaham Mande Paramananda Madhavam Sri Gurum Dinadarinam Sri Chaitanya Misharamavajnana Mirandasya Jnananjana Shalagya Chashurum Milidamena Tasmai Sri Gurive Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthabidam Yena Bhudale Swam Dubagadam Hindadam Dishapadam Digam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uddhavadagamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagarjadam Sarvanirigunadhanidam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadudam Parijanasritam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Vadan Sarvanirada Sri Vishakanyadamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagalpade Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namostude Taptakanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanasude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhya Chakrva Sandhubhya Vacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhudale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swamini Vinamine Namaste Saraswati Deva Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunevadi Pachatyade Vishabhamini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Once more, welcome all devotees. Hare Krishna. So, verse number 10. We will start today. Hare Krishna. Ko Nardhat Krishna Visrijet Pranebhyopi Ya is Ipsidaha Yam Krinatya Subhihi Preshthais Taskaraha Sevako Ko Nardha Krishnam Visrijet Pranebhyopi Ya Ipsidaha Yam Krinatya Subhihi Preshtais Taskaraha Sevako Krishna. Translation purported by His Divine Grace Abhajaranarinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Money is so dear that one conceives of money as being sweeter than honey. Therefore, who can give up the desire to accumulate money, especially in household life? Thieves, professional servants or soldiers, and merchants try to acquire money even by risking their very dear lives. Translation once more. Money is so dear that one conceives of money as being sweeter than honey. Therefore, who can give up the desire to accumulate money, especially in household life? Thieves, professional servants or soldiers, and merchants try to acquire money even by risking their very dear lives. But how money can be dearer than life? Life is indicated in this verse. Thieves may enter the house of a rich man to steal money at the risk of their lives. Because of trespassing, they may be killed by guns or attacked by watchdogs. But still, they try to commit burglary. Why do they risk their lives? Only to get some money. Similarly, a professional soldier is recruited into the army, and he accepts such service with the risk of dying on the battlefield only for the risk of money. In the same way, merchants go from one country to another on boats at the risk of their lives, or they dive into the water of the sea to collect pearls and valuable gems. Thus, it is practically proved and everyone will admit that money is sweeter than honey. One may risk everything to acquire money, and this is especially true of rich men who are too attached to household life. Formerly, of course, the members of the higher caste, the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas, everyone but the Shudras, were trained in the Gurukula to adhere to a life of renunciation and sense control by practicing brahmacharya and mystic yoga. Then they were allowed to enter household life. There have consequently been many instances in which great kings and emperors have given up household life. Although they were extremely opulent and were the masters of kingdoms, they could give up all their possessions because they were uh, trained early as brahmacharis. Prahlad Maharaja advice Maharaja's advice is therefore very appropriate. Kaumare acharet prajna dharman bhagavatan iha durlabham manusham janma tat abhi dhruvam arthadam. One who is sufficiently intelligent should use the human form of body from the very beginning of life. In other words, from the tender age of childhood, to practice the activities of devotional service, giving up all other engagements. The human body is most rarely achieved, and although temporary like other bodies, it is meaningful because in human life, one can perform devotional service. Even a slight amount of sincere devotional service can give one complete perfection. Human society should take advantage of this instruction. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So thank you, Prabhu. My humble obeisances to all assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. So very beautiful instruction Prahlad Maharaj is giving to his demonic schoolmates. So here we can see Prahlad Maharaj is attending the school by teachers as Sanda and Amarka. And during the leisure time, Prahlad Maharaj, even though other children are playing, Prahlad Maharaj is very serious about spiritual life. So he is instructing his schoolmates about the importance of bhakti during their leisure time. Now we can see, now verse number 1 to 5, Prahlad Maharaj is saying what is the right way to utilize the human life. So first 5 verses is describing about how to utilize the human life in a right way. So that is what we is beginning with Kaumara Macharet Prajna Dharmam Bhagavataniha Durlabam Manusha Janmam Tadapi Adurvam Artadam. So human life is very rare. We should use it so you can make it more meaningful and we can go back to home, back to Godhead. So Prabhupada also mentioned the same verse in this purport also. So the beginning of the chapter, 5 verses describing very clearly about how to utilize the human life in a proper way. Every human being must take devotional service as their main goal. Okay, main this thing. And also here you can see now 6 to 18, Prahlad Maharaj is also saying the negative side, like how human life can be misused. Like we can say, like if you have a knife, the knife can be, like Prabhupada saying, the knife can be used by the surgeon to actually to save somebody's life. When we have some important bodily something, like our heart is choked or something, then they go for a bypass surgery. They have to use knife. So they cut the body and then they remove and then they clear the whatever this one and then they again stitch and then we become healthy. So that is proper utility of the knife. But same time, a thief, if he is getting knife, he is killing a person. So one time the knife is used to save the life, and one side we are actually killing the person if it is on the wrong hand. Same way, here we can see our human life also. If we properly use this human body, then it can go back to home. We can go back to home, back to Godhead. But at the same time, if you are misusing this body for sense gratification, then it is like Atmahatya. That means he is called in the Ishopanishad as a killer of his own soul. Okay, Atmahatya. So here now 6 to 18 verses, Prahlad Maharaj is telling how the human life is misused. Now we are in this today's verse number 10. Before that, we also, there, I think 6th and 8th verse, they are telling how the 100 years is divided, 50 years in sleep, 20 years in childhood, like that. So very, 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 very instructive verses, very important. If possible, we time to time, if we read these verses, no, we will understand how much important bhakti is in our life. Because there is not more better instruction than Prahlad Maharaj on emphasizing the importance of bhakti and also giving caution how we should, if you wasting this life, what will happen? So this is very important verse. Not only this verse, all these verses, 10 and even next verse is actually more important, that like how a person is getting entangled in the material life, materialistic way of life through children, parents, daughter, relatives, and all these things. No, 11 and 13, he is bringing, Prahlad Maharaj is bringing in front of our eyes what we are actually experiencing in this material world. It is like just seeing like a movie, like he is bringing the next coming verses. We can see 11 to 13 together. So now we will see verse number 10. It is describing about the strength of material attachment. So if you want to progress in devotional service, Krishna says Vairagya is very important. If you see, Arjuna is asking how to control the mind. Asamsaya Mahabhago. Krishna says, yes, very difficult to control the mind. Krishna itself agrees that it is difficult to control the mind. But he is saying, if you have Vairagya and practice, then we can conquer this mind. Conquer the mind means basically you are conquering the mind means basically you are conquering the material attachments. You are overcoming the material attachments. So what is this Vairagya? How do we get this Vairagya? This Vairagya we are getting by hearing the instructions of Srimad Bhagavatam. Those who don't hear Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, they cannot cultivate Vairagya. What will happen to them? That will be explained in the verse number 11 and 13, how they get entangled without this instruction of Bhagavatam. Very beautiful 11 and 13. And the 10th, how we are actually cultivating our Vairagya is by repeatedly hearing these instructions of great saintly personalities, especially the Mahajanas. Prahlad Maharaj is one of the Mahajanas. Here he is telling about one of the ways how we are getting so much attached to these material things. One is money. Money is very strong. Prabhupada gives wonderful purport examples how people are risking for money. We are seeing, like in Middle East, actually bringing drugs is very illegal. But people, how they bring drugs, you cannot imagine. You cannot explain also. It is so disgusting way they bring the drugs inside, but they get caught. And if you get caught, very clearly they are saying, death is the punishment. Still they know if we caught, they will actually cut our head. But people still, they try to bring drugs inside, So see that what is a motivating factor? What is a motivating factor to take so much risk? In spite of, they hide inside the body in the intestine and bring. See, they cut the body, they put it in the intestine and they stitch and then they come. Still they get caught. Why they are taking so much risk? What is the motivating factor? Money. That's what Prahlada Maharaj is saying here. Money is so dear that one conceives money as being sweeter than honey. So this is a famous quote, right? Money is sweeter than honey. Honey is known for its sweetness. But money is actually more sweet than honey. Therefore, who can give up the desire to accumulate money, especially in household life? So we can see this experience we have, like even we are doing now book marathon, book distribution. When we are approaching people, no, they don't want to give even 1 KD. They are earning big amount salary, because at least in Middle East you are earning good salary. But if you ask, to just buy one Bhagavad Gita, they are thinking 100 times to give 1.5 KD to buy a Bhagavad Gita or to send a Bhagavad Gita to. Why? Because they don't want, they think that why should I waste money? But for their own sense gratification, if they go for a restaurant, any restaurant, if you go with the family, at least minimum you have to spend 15 to 20 KD just for taking one-time food, outside food. For that, they are not bothering. But for 1.5 KD Bhagavad Gita, People, they don't agree to buy Bhagavad Gita, or they don't want to gift it to anybody. Even like that, But one time you go outside, you have to spend 10 KD at least minimum, anywhere you go. But for that, sense gratification, no problem. So that is why it is said. Therefore, who can give up the desire to accumulate money, especially in household life? Even when there is people are asking for temple construction, or this, people very much hesitate to give money. But do we see their personal life? They have very luxurious clothes, luxurious items. For that they are ready to spend whatever money is required, because that is for their sense gratification. Especially this we can see in the household life. That's why sannyasis, they don't have maintained bank account. Like if you see our His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapatra Swami Maharaj, they don't have like bank account also in their name. They will not have, because they want to fully depend on Krishna's mercy. Tomorrow's arrangement will be by Krishna. Because as soon as if you have account, your faith will go on your account, not on Krishna. Oh, I have, okay, now I have 10 lakhs, 5 lakhs deposited. So with these 5 lakhs, I manage another 3-4 years. So like that, faith will go on the bank account, not on Krishna. That's why the sannyasis, they don't keep bank account on their names. Whatever happens tomorrow, that is by Krishna's money. My food, my accommodation, everything is by Krishna's arrangement. So your faith will increase on Krishna. But the more we accumulate money, what happens? Our faith will be transferred to money rather than Krishna. So if you have faith on money, then how you will have faith in Krishna? It is not like faith, you cannot keep on many things. Faith is only on one side, right? Faith, either you can keep on Krishna, or you can keep on material things. Okay, either you can keep your faith like that. So that's why it is very much Prahlad Maharaj is condemning, especially in household life. Thieves, professional servants, soldiers, and merchants try to acquire money even by risking their dear lives. How they are risking their dear lives, Prabhupada is writing the purport. How people are risking. Prabhupada makes our job easy. Prabhupada makes our preaching also easy. Like, we need not think very hard how to explain this verse. No, Prabhupada is writing already in this translation how we should explain. So Prabhupada is giving how money can be dearer than life is indicated in this verse. Example: thieves may enter a house of rich man to steal money at the risk of their life. So every thief knows, if I enter this house, there are two possibilities. Either I can come with money, or I can be caught. Both possibilities are there. Because if you see, because of trespassing, they may be killed by guns. Especially if you go to America, Western countries, they have gun. You can pay money and buy the gun. Not like India. Everybody can buy. It is like you go to the shop. There are special shops for this. You just go there and you pay the money and you can buy a gun. And there, if you see in US and all, houses are separate. Like one house will be there, after half kilometer, 250 meters, one more house is there. So the house owner is always having fear that somebody will trespass their house the night time and all. So everybody has gun there. Or they will have dogs. Dogs, 90% of them have dogs also. But still, the thief enters there. But if the owner sees, he will shoot. We will shoot, he will lose the life. So Prabhupada is asking a question: why do they risk their lives? Only to get some money. Only for this purpose. Whatever happened in this world, drugs, people are taking throughout the world. Like you see, South America, fully there is drug mafia. And people are taking drugs from one country to another country just to earn money. Similarly, a professional soldier is recruited into army and he accepts such service with the risk of dying in the battlefield only for the sake of money. Again, second example is professional soldier. Now, if you see, war is happening between Russia and Ukraine. Russia recruited lot of soldiers from North Korea. Because North Korea, they are shortage, because already many Russians are killed by the Ukrainian soldiers, So they recruited lot of soldiers from North Korea. And they put them in the war field. And why the people from North Korea, they go for Russia to support? To get money. Because they know they can be killed also. Anybody goes into the war, evening there is no guarantee that he will come back. At least in India, we have to thank our government, because in India, there is no voluntary military service. It's up to that, you optional. If you want to go to the military service, you can go. But there are countries like Israel, many countries are there, Egypt, Middle East also, many countries are there. If you are a male person, you should go to the military service. If you don't go, what they will do? You will not get any government benefits. Government, you will not get any government job. You will not get any benefits of the government. So you have to go mandatory, even if you like or if you don't like. Even in America, this was there. That's why when Prabhupada went there in America 1965, they were drafting many young people to Vietnam War. And many people, especially devotees, they don't want to go. So they come and approach Prabhupada. His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Maharaj also, like he also did not go. Because see, people who are in Sattvic Gun, they don't want to go to this warfare. Warfare is Rajasic and Tamasic, You have to kill people. How you are chanting and you are doing, how you can take up that kind of life. So many people, many of Prabhupada disciples acted like mad people because there is a medical test before going into the war. So they will act like they are like gone crazy. Then the doctor, what he will do, he will put fail in the medical fitness that he is crazy. So then they will be relieved from the military service. Or they may tell they are handicapped or some, many things. They try to get excused. Like that, many Prabhupada disciples got excused. They did not go to the warfare. Some went and preached also in the warfare. And they went preach, they distributed Bhagavad Gita also. So some disciples are like that, some like that. And Ukraine also, on the other hand, they recruited soldiers from Nepal. So these Nepalis also, they were crying because they are, their country is a tropical country and Ukraine is cold, freezing ice. And, they drafted and these people all recruited because for money, Nepal, they don't have any economic progress. And they are actually, they want to say, protect their family. They want money. So when Ukraine made a recruitment drive, all these Nepalis joined for money. But after joining, they were crying. They want to go back to Nepal because of the climate and because of the risk. They will be killed by Russian soldiers by any time. They were crying. This all news came in BBC and all. They were crying. But why they taken that risk? Only for the sake of money. Their Nepalis, their wives also crying in Nepal. These Nepalis also crying in Ukraine. They want to go back. All because of the sake of money. Risk of dying in the battlefield only for the sake of money. In same way, merchants also go from one country to another on boats at the risk of all their life. See, Prabhupada writes this one. There you can see that there was heavy trading. Like you can see people are going by boats and the boat can sink at any time because the weather is very rough. And they dive into water. Like if you want to collect pearls, you have to go deep diving. You have to wear the breathing apparatus and everything. And it is very risky. The human body is not designed to stay in water for a long time. You have to go and come out immediately. And if you come, like there is also something called diving. There is special chamber. Once after going diving, if you come out and you should sit in the chamber for half an hour to become normal. Directly without going to the chamber, if you come out, what will happen? You will die. Because the atmosphere is not suitable for you. The deep sea atmosphere is not suitable for human body. But still people go below the deep sea because in the deep sea only you will get pearls and valuable gems, not on the surface. So especially in South Tamil Nadu and all, there are a lot of people trained to go dive, inside 50 meter, 100 meter, 200 meter, they'll go down. And they are all like very poor people. They go only to collect some, shank, valuable gems like that, but very, very risky. Sometimes if that supply air gets cut by some weeds, they will die. So that's it is practically proved, and everyone will admit that money is sweeter than honey. One may risk everything to acquire money, and this is especially true. Rich men who are too much attached to household life. And one important psychological thing is the more people earn more money, the more they become conjuice. We have seen practically also many people. And you can see here also, like these workers are there, devotees, they are ready to do anything. Even little money they will give for Krishna service. But people who are earning more and more money, they become more and more greedy. And they are too much attached to money. For every penny, they will think 100 times. This is also true. Personally, I have seen many people like that. The more you earn, the more we become greedy. And more we become, this is like you get into a loop of entanglement, like you want to earn more money, more. But Krishna, Rupa Goswami, I think one of the Goswami says, how to purchase Krishna? Tatra laulyam ekamulyam. So Prabhupada says, example, you earn 10 lakhs. Now next year, what do you want? You want to make it 20 lakhs. And next year, you want to make 40 lakhs. Like somebody opens a company, he just opens a company private limited. Then he makes us a public limited. Then he wants to expand his company to other countries, then multinational company. Like that only, if you see all the history of the company. So we are actually greedy to earn more and more. Prabhupada says, As much as you are greedy, same way you have to be greedy for Krishna. Tatra laulim ekamulyam. If that greediness is there, then we will get Krishna. You can purchase Krishna. Easily you can purchase Krishna. And Prabhupada says that no business person is happy with this year turnover. He want to double the turnover next year. Same way for Krishna service also, we should not feel that, okay, this much I did for Krishna, enough. If you think like that, then we cannot grow in bhakti. No, I have to do more next year, next month, next day. What I did today, I have to do more than that. Same way as a businessman is thinking to expand his empire, same way devotee should aspire to do more service to Krishna. If that laulyam is there, then that is the price to purchase Krishna. Tatra laulyam ekamulyam. That is the investment. Just greediness, whether we do or not service, that is secondary. But at least in the mentally, we should think that I should do more service. I should do more for Krishna. I should do more for Krishna. So like that. Formally, of course, members of the higher caste, Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishyas, everyone, but Shudras are not included, were trained in the Gurukula to adhere to the life of renunciation and sense control. And like we all know this, no? Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, systematically we are trained to cultivate this detachment, even including the emperors. And they were trained as early as brahmacharis. And that is the first sloka verse of this chapter, 6th chapter is Kaumaram Achret Prajna Dharmam Bhagavataniha Durlabam Manasham Janma Tadapi Adurvam Artadam. See, Artadam means very meaningful and very rare to get this. So very, very important is if you get from the childhood, you are considered to be the most blessed and most fortunate person if you get from childhood. Any soul which gets the devotional service from childhood means they are the most fortunate and most blessed of the entire person in the whole world, even fortunate than the president of America, because they are going closer to God. That is a very important thing. One who is sufficiently intelligent should use the human form of body of life from the beginning of life. In other words, from tender age. Because in Tamil also they are saying, what you cannot cultivate at the age of 5, you cannot cultivate at the age of 50. It is not possible. There is a saying like that. Aindil vilayadadu, aimbadil vilayadu. Maybe in Malayalam also you have that. Same Prabhu, correct? Something like that. What you cannot cultivate at the childhood, you cannot cultivate after becoming old.
Yes, sir.
So Tamil it is there.
Hare Krishna. Malayalam, it is in the opposite way. It is that is Chottayile Chilam Chudalavare. What you practice in the beginning, that will be up to your graveyard.
No, that is good. No, see, if you practice devotional service, that will be up to graveyard.
Yes, correct. If you practice devotional service, then that also will last till graveyard.
Good or bad, whatever you cultivate in childhood will remain.
Yes.
So
what is in Tamil that?
Aindil vilayadadu, aimbadil vilayadadu means what did not come after 5 years will not come at the age of 50.
Understood. So if you practice from 5, it will be up to this also.
Prabhupada also was asked a question, no? Like one time Prabhupada asked a question by a reporter, why in your movement there is no old person? All are youngsters, sannyasis, or everybody is in the mid of 2015, 2018. Then Prabhupada immediately asked them, why in the university college, why only youngsters are studying, why not old people? And the reporter did not, he told, that is the time for studying. So he told, this is the time for cultivating bhakti. No, you cannot cultivate bhakti at the age old, no, because your body will not cooperate.
Very difficult.
Body will have a lot of issues. Once we reach 50, no, our body will show real things, no, body. To walk, to sit, to get up, to see, to hear, everything will be a challenge. No, few people are fortunate. So that's why if somebody from a childhood, if he is able to cultivate, no, everything becomes very easy for him. That's why the Brahmanas are appreciated. You can see the Brahmanas, like from childhood, they will teach everything. Not today's, like today's world, they are really corrupted. But if you see in our tradition and culture, the Brahmanas are actually, from childhood, they are trained to offer food to the Lord. So it is not difficult for you. Sometimes you come to ISKCON at 23, and you can already know, I am already offering. I know everything like always. It is only a matter of fine-tuning. Prabhupada says it's a matter of fine-tuning. Already everything you have, but everything is streamlined properly in Krishna consciousness. Once you come to Krishna consciousness, whatever you did without proper understanding, you will do same thing with proper understanding. So that is a big advantage from childhood, no? See, suppose from childhood you are already taking too much tea, coffee. Suddenly you come to ISKCON and they say you have to stop tea and coffee. It is a big challenge. You cannot stop like that. Then you feel very difficult, like to stop tea or coffee. If you are stopped like that, that is Krishna's mercy. That is different. Sometimes Krishna's mercy, you are able to live non-vegetarian, tea, coffee, onion, garlic. That is Krishna's mercy. But there are people who are struggling, no, because they did not practice all these things. Then that's why people don't come to Krishna consciousness. No? The moment you say onion, garlic, many people leave. The moment you say tea, coffee, many people leave. They come, they want to progress, but when they hear this, they leave because they are not habituated, they are not trained from the childhood. So that's why these scriptural instructions are very clear. If at all somebody has the opportunity from childhood, he should be given from the childhood. Then his Krishna consciousness becomes very easy. So that is an understanding here. We should take it, Prahlad Maharaj is giving, it's very practical. And those who are taken birth in the devotee family also, they are very fortunate because they are getting easily trained by their parents, no? So that will remain to them throughout their life. As Sudarshan Vasai Prabhu said, no? That impressions, whatever we are giving, that will be always. Even if they go in the wrong way, they will come back. That is there. Even if they go wrong way, they will come back because Krishna will not leave them, or their practices, whatever they did along with their parents, will protect them and save them. Very important. There are a lot of cases where people left Krishna consciousness, but somehow Krishna will bring them back after 1 year, 2 years, they will come back. So like that, a lot of cases are there. Hare Krishna. So,
Thank you, Guruji.
any questions or any comments to add, we can discuss on this. If there is nothing, then we can go to the next verse. Hare Krishna. The next also very interesting.
Yeah, we can do. Next, we can read next.
Yes, yes. We can see this live. What happened in our life that Prahlad Maharaj is saying here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I think we can read Prabhuji next.
Yeah, please, Prabhu, please. We can complete this. It's a very interesting thing, no? Very.
3 verses together, 11,
Yeah,
12, 13. I think.
especially he's telling for all of us, including devotees also. Yeah.
Anybody reading? And I will read. Okay. Ratnamadaji, reading? And I will read. Okay.
Okay, read Prabhuji.
You read, Prabhuji. I am using phone. It will be difficult for me.
Katham priyaya anukampitaya sangam rahasyam rujiram cha mandraman. Katham priyaya anukampitaya sangam rahasyam rujiram cha mandran. Sukrushu tat sneha sitata Shishunam Suhurdat Sneha Shishunam Kalaksharanam Anurakta Chittam Kalaksharanam Anurakta Chittam Putran Smaramtu Dudhit Hrudayam Bhatra Swarshva Pidrascha Dina Putran Smaranta Duhit Hrudyam Bhakwan Suraswa Pidrasva Dhinno Girhan Manojronu Parishadamcha Girhan Manostro Parisharamcha Vrittacha Kulya Pashu Vrityavaran Vritticha Kulya Pashu Vrityavaran Tyajeta Koshat Krita Ivanu Ivahamana Karmani Lopat Avitarta Kavma Tuja Kosha Krita Ivahamana Karmani Lopat Avitrapta Kama Anupashyata Jodham Bahumanyamana Anupashyata Jaivam Bahumanyamana Katham Virajeda Duranda Moha Katham Viraja Durantya Moha. Translation. Prabhupada Ki Jai. How can a person who is most affectionate to his family, the core of his heart being always filled with their preachers, give up their association? Especially, a wife is always very kind and sympathetic and always pleases her husband in a solitary place. Who could give up association of such dear and affectionate wife? Small children talk in broken language. very pleased to hear the affectionate father always think of their sweet words. How could we give up their association? One's elders, parents, and one's sons and daughters are also very dear. A daughter is especially dear to her father, and while living at her husband's house, she is always in his mind. Who could give up that association? Aside from this, in household affairs, there are many decorated items of household furniture, and there are also animals and servants. Who could give up such comforts? The attached household is like a silkworm which waves a cocoon in which it becomes imprisoned, unable to get out, simply for satisfaction of two important senses, the genital and the tongue. One is bound by material condition. How can one escape? Purpose. Hare Krishna. So in household of Prabhu, you can roll Prabhu. Purport. Okay. In household affairs, the first attraction is the beautiful and pleasing wife who increases household attraction more and more. One enjoys his wife with two prominent sense organs, namely the tongue and the genitals. The wife speaks very sweetly. This is certain an attraction. Then she prepares very palatable food to satisfy the tongue. And when the tongue is satisfied, one gains strength in other sense organs, especially the genitals. Thus, the wife gives pleasure in sexual intercourse. Household life means sex life. Yan maithunadi grahamedi sukham hi tucham. This is encouraged by the tongue. Then there are children. A baby gives pleasure by speaking sweet words in broken language. When the son and daughters grown up, one becomes involved in their education and marriage. Then there are one's own father and mother to take care of, and one also becomes concerned with social atmosphere, with pleasing his brothers and sisters. A man becomes increasingly entangled in household affairs, so much so that living them becomes almost impossible. Thus, household becomes graham and the kupam, a dark well into which the man has fallen. For such a man to get out of extremely difficult unless he is helped by the strong person, the spiritual master, who helps the fallen person with a strong rope of spiritual instructions. A fallen person should take advantage of this rope. Then the spiritual master or the supreme personal Godhead, Krishna, will take him out of the dark well. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is the beauty of Bhagavatam. You can see who can explain more better than this? Nothing. Nobody can explain. This is like an X-ray vision of what is. Everybody has gone through this, and whatever is said here is 100% fact. Nobody can dispute or like this. So it is very, very self-explanatory. It's saying about how a person is actually having insatiable family attachments. Now it is all looking nice. Who can give up this association? No, it is. If you read, it is all good. Okay, see, has affectionate family, uh, husband or wife, who can give up their association? Prahlada is telling, who can give up? Specifically, a wife is always kind, correct, and sympathetic after marriage, and always pleases her husband in a solitary place. It all happens. Everybody has gone through these experiences. Who could give up such association of such dear and affectionate? Prahlada is asking the question, how could you give up? Not possible. Small children, when they are taking birth, when they are growing up, they speak very sweetly, broken language. We enjoy that. Nowadays, they post in the Instagram, Facebook also, they enjoy, they release that. Very pleasing to hear. And their affectionate father always think of their sweet words. And especially father is more affectionate towards their daughters. That is also psychology. How could he give up their association? Not possible. See, first itself not possible. Now second also more difficult. Then third one, one's elderly parents and one's sons and daughters are also very dear. See, parents, many people, parents are very important for our life. We have to take care of them. And one's sons and daughters are also very dear. And a daughter is especially dear to her father. See, I told you, the psychology. Daughter is very much dear to the father. Sons normally to the mothers. And while living at her husband's house, she is always in his mind. See how beautifully Prahlada Maharaj, see how he is able to present it. Like the daughter goes after marriage. The father is very much disturbed. Always he is in the mind. Who could give up that association? See how much question mark here. Who could give up that association? This is fourth question mark. Who could give up that association? Aside from this, now these are living things. Now, non-living things also there. Household affairs, there are so many decorated items, like now we are doing interior design to our home very nicely. We are so much attached to that. How to decorate the house, what kind of painting we should use, what kind of furnitures we should use. When we go to the shop, we can see thousands of varieties from 1 lakh to 10 lakh, 10 lakh to 20 lakh, because we are so much, we want to decorate it. And also we have pet animals like dog, cat. Here also we can see. And also we have servants in our home. Who could give up such comfort? This comfort life, who can give up? This is the next question mark. The question mark. The attached householder is like now the answer is there. After all this, you may think, yes, it's all very reasonable. Who can give up? Now, Prahlada is saying, the attached householder is like a silkworm. This is the main point. This is all not wrong, but this is silkworm. What happens to the silkworm? Silkworm also, the silk is very nice. So it is giving the silk outside. They all are nice. Affectionate wife, pleasing children, elderly parents, sons, children, daughters, and all beautiful house, beautiful arrangements. Everything is nice. But this is like a silk. Silk is very nice. When you wear silk, even if you look ugly, if you wear a silk dress, you look very nice. That's why, people go for marriage, they all wear silk saree, silk dress, everything, because they look very gorgeous in silk dress. So silk is very bright, very shining. But what it does, silk, that worm which is emitting the silk, it will entangle, and the worm cannot come out now. When the worm cannot come out, what will happen? It will die in the worm. It will die within the silk entanglement only. What was the reason? The worm only emitted the silk outside from this mouth. From its own saliva, silk came. So from our own thing only all this attachment come. And then it will start winding the silk. And now the worm cannot come out of the silk. It will die within the silk. Like within the cocoon, it will die. Which is a cocoon in which it becomes imprisoned, unable to get out. Simply for the satisfaction of two important senses, the genitals and the tongue. One is bound by material condition. How can one escape? So I don't think anybody can explain better than this. This is, it said, the beauty of Bhagavatam, to cultivate our vairagya. And Prabhupada adds a cream to this translation already. Already Prahlada Maharaj has given the best. Prabhupada, like if you buy something, they will apply cream on that. Like you have a nice cake. The cake is very tasty. On the top of the cake, they will apply cream to make the taste more. So Prabhupada is applying that cream in the purport. In the household affairs, the first attraction is, what is the first attraction? Also Bhagavatam says, Pumsa Sriya Maitini Bhavam Tayorita Ahoto Kshetra Shatapta Vittar Janatsa Mohoyam Aham Mameti. How this illusion starts working? Pumsa Sriya Maitini Bhavam. The man and male and female, they get attracted. They got attracted in the college. From that starts in teenage itself. Normally that's how Krishna designs. A male is attracted by female and female is attracted by the male. Not only for human being also. Even if it is a frog or cockroach or insect, anything, the male gets attracted by female. Now we may feel, okay, male is attracted to normal, but cockroach is not looking beautiful. But for a male cockroach, female cockroach looks beautiful. Female cockroach, male cockroach looks beautiful. So that is the beginning of the attraction in this material world. En maitanadi grihamedihi sukham tucham. Prabhupada writes in the purport also. So this is again and again repeated in Bhagavatam many times. And now you can see also in Bhagavatam, there is another verse, I cannot recollect where it is, but it is there, that a person in the family life, the woman is like a fortress, like she protects the husband. So there the attachment is glorified. Now here it is condemned. There it is said the husband is protected by the wife, as like a king is protected by a fortress, because he does not go in a wrong way. See, there is another context. Like if a person, a male, is not having, a wife, he goes in wrong way. So for his own protection, he is having his wife. So they have a household, and within the household is protected, same like a king is protected. So now we can see here it is Grahamanda Kupam, there it is glorified. Wife is glorified. Same Bhagavatam. How to understand this? Again, the Acharyas explain that we should know if you are taking spiritual life sincerely and seriously, that wife and husband is glorified. That is where you are called as fortress. But if you have become a Grahamedi and all these things, it is condemned as Gramanda Kupa. So you have to see this in both angles. Where it is glorified, it is if you take up Krishna consciousness, it is glorified. That household, that wife is glorified, the husband is glorified, and the wife acts as a fortress to protect the king. Okay, he will not go in a wrong way. But where if he is a grahastha, it is an ashram. There it is not an entanglement, it is a liberation. But if you take that household as a Grahamedi, then all these things will become a problem. En Vaitanadi Grahamedi Sukhami. That's why we have to see Bhagavatam from both ways. Everywhere it is. Sometimes the human body is now, you see, Arthadam. Prahlada Maharaj says. But again, the human body is condemned. But Prabhupada gives a balance. Best use of bad bargain. Body is a bad bargain. And use it for best use for Krishna consciousness. Then it becomes a best friend for you. Everything is true. Same like knife analogy we saw. You can use it for Krishna consciousness, it becomes your best boon, your body. It becomes the best benediction. But if you use for your sense gratification, it becomes your worst enemy. It becomes a curse for you that you have taken a human body. Okay, like that we have to understand. So here, Prabhupada adds, one enjoys his wife with two prominent sense organs, namely tongue and genitals. You know, the family, the wife cooks very tasty dishes. Naturally, you know, especially after marriage, you can see they try different dishes and they want to please the husband. And they make, you know, rich food. What happens when you take rich food and more things? The wife also speaks very sweetly. This is certainly an attraction. See, Prabhupada also accepts, no? Prabhupada is not telling all these things. No, he's telling this is certainly an attraction. Prabhupada's own words. It's very, and you know, Prabhupada's wife was not like very beautiful. And Prabhupada went to his father and he told his father, no, I don't like my wife. I want to leave her or like that. But Prabhupada's father said, see, you have to be happy. You are very fortunate. You are very blessed that your wife is not beautiful, because very easily you can cultivate vairagya now. Like that is Prabhupada's father said. Prabhupada said, Prabhupada said one time, I heard also, he want to marry British woman. You know, like many people like, they want to marry the foreigners. No, like that Prabhupada also had desire before. That was not, he was not like very much clear that time. Prabhupada said, you know, it was good. It was a blessing to me. So that I was able to cultivate my vairagya. My father said, yeah, no, it is good. Now easily, now wife is very attractive. It's not easy to detach. Not at all easy. You know, we can read all these things, but it is not possible. So everything we should take as Krishna's blessing on. But if you are together, you both are beautiful and still they are taking Krishna consciousness, then they should consider they are very fortunate and very blessed by Krishna. So this is certainly an attraction, Prabhupada says. Then she prepares very palatable foods and to satisfy the tongue. So normally, you know, they prepare very nice food dishes, and the tongue already weakness to taste, you know, tasty foods. When the tongue is satisfied, one gains strength. Immediately what happens? You eat very good. See, this is what happens in every Grahamedi life, you can say. This is what happens. There is nothing extra apart from this. No, one gains strength in the other sense organ, especially the genitals. Thus, the wife gives pleasure in sexual intercourse. See, Bhagavatam does not hide anything. They give an X-ray vision. Whatever is there, it is giving as it is. Prabhupada written Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita as it is also Bhagavatam as it is. It is not nothing to hide or nothing to cover up. Thus, the wife gives pleasure in sexual. Household life means only two things, he's saying. Sex life. Household life means sex life. En maitna adi grahamedi sukham itucham. This is encouraged by the tongue. So, Nectar of Instruction also Prabhupada writes that when you control the tongue, then all the belly and genital is in the straight line. Automatically, you can control. So, Prabhupada also says, even if it is prasadam, you should control. You know, not take too much, you know, oil items, too much rich foods, no. All these things, it will agitate. Then we are chanting, and then it is difficult to control all this. So even food, like His Grace Adesham Prabhu, if you see, he's a brahmachari. He comes to ILS, you know, ILS, ISKCON Leadership Sangha. If you attend that program, you can see at least 20 items are there. You will faint after seeing that items preparation. Every like big feast is there. ILS. We attended one time. I saw Simananda Prabhu, Amarajan Prabhu. There is no plate, there is no place in the plate. So much varieties, so much varieties. You cannot get prasadam like that anywhere. But he comes there, he brings his own tiffin box with khichdi in that. He don't want that rich food, even though it is prasadam. Because he want to have full control. So Prabhupada also said, even prasadam, you should be moderate on. You should not take heavily. That's not good. Then you have to struggle with sense control because the senses become activated. In the initial time, okay, when you are coming to Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada, he given so much gulab jamun, so much. He said, eat how much, 10 chapati, 20 chapati. But when they become serious devotees, Prabhupada said, now you should reduce your prasad. You should not eat too much. What is required for a healthy body, that much you take. Okay, and this is then encouraged by the tongue. Then there are also children. And this all we know. There is no need to explain. This all we all experienced in our own life. We are all grasas. We all experience the baby gives pleasure by speaking sweet words. We take photo. We release their memories. And we still, if you see the photos, we remember all those days and we become very happy. Then there is one's father, mother to taken care of, also become concerned about social atmosphere. See, one person marries, before he is only taking care of his parents. Now, as soon as he get married, he has to take care of his wife, not only wife or husband, wife also for them also, not only husband now, father-in-law, mother-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law. The family circle becomes bigger and bigger, So your responsibility becomes expanding more and more. Then pleasing his brothers and sisters. And then a man becomes increasingly entangled. See, now entanglement starts with household affairs. So much that leaving them become almost impossible. See, Prabhupada himself is telling, he don't want to leave his family. But his spiritual master, his divine grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, is coming every day in his dream. Take sannyas, take sannyas. Prabhupada is saying, I am afraid. How I will leave my family? How I will leave my children, grandchildren? How I can take sannyas? But every day he is coming in the dream, take sannyas, take sannyas. And Prabhupada is afraid. He is getting up and seeing how I cannot leave my family. But he is saying, Krishna forced me to take sannyas. Krishna forced, spiritual master forced. Like that. Thus, the household becomes Grahamanda Kupam, means a blind, dark well. Once you fall down, it is very difficult to come out of that well. Dark well into which a man has fallen. For such a man to get out is extremely difficult, not difficult, extremely difficult, unless he is helped by a strong person, that is Guru, spiritual master. He is a strong person who is already liberated. Somebody's hand is tied. He cannot help a person who has already tied his hands, like other person. Somebody is free, he can only rescue. Who is free from material mode? Spiritual master. He is above the three modes. He can only help a person who is tied by the three modes of rope. Okay. So it is extremely difficult unless he is helped by a strong person, the spiritual master. Prahlada Maharaj also says, like, my spiritual master saved me, Narada Muni. Otherwise, I was in that deep, dark well, Grahamanda Kupam. Who helps a fallen person with a strong rope of spiritual instructions. See how the spiritual master is helping the fallen person. He is giving the rope. By the rope, if you catch the rope in the well, you can come out. What is the strong rope? Is spiritual instruction. You have nectar of instruction, nectar of devotion. You have Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. So that's why Guru, Sadhu is always, Guru means heavy. Why is called heavy? It is not that he is physically heavy. No. Heavy means he is giving spiritual instruction which are heavy, which will cut your family attachments or material attachments. A fallen person should take advantage of this rope, and then the spiritual master, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, will take him out of the dark. Now, spiritual master is giving the rope. If you don't catch the rope, he can only give the rope. But who has to catch the rope? The sadhaka, the devotee has to catch the rope. If he refuses to catch the rope, he will be in the well only. But if he is taking advantage of that rope of spiritual instruction, slowly, he will climb out of the well, and by Krishna's mercy and spiritual master mercy, he will be taken out of the dark well. This is the solution. Haribol. Hare Krishna. So this is Bhagavatam. This is the beauty of Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is heavy. Bhagavatam is enlightening. Bhagavatam will inspire us to become more serious and sincere in Krishna consciousness. So that we come out of this material entanglement. Hare Krishna. Further instructions will be there. Prahlada Maharaj will give more and more that we can discuss in the next class. If you have any questions or comments on this, please feel free to share.
Nice.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji.
All Prabhupada's mercies.
Okay.
Next devotees, doubts if any can be asked from Shivana Prabhuji.
Or you can ask Sudarshan Vasudev Prabhu also.
No, Prabhu.
Hare
Yes, yes, of course.
Because when they ask doubts, I will learn more from that. I'm a very selfish person. That is why I'm requesting them to ask.
Hare Krishna. In spiritual life, you have to be selfish. You have to save ourselves first. Hare Krishna.
Correct. And okay, comments any from devotees about the subject?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Beautiful purpose.
Prabhuji. This purport Srila Prabhupada was explaining about the family entanglement and all, no, Prabhu. As
Yeah.
you are explaining about this fortress and this flowery
Yeah, yeah.
languages of small children. When we read Bhagavatam fourth canto, this allegory of 9 gates of body, like Prajina Bharshat Narada Maharshi was explaining about the story of Puranjana, King Puranjana. So
Yes.
these all points actually he was instructing to King Prajina Barhishat.
Yes.
So it's almost some points same. This
Yes. Correct.
was that
No,
was the subject.
repeatedly, Mataji, what happens? No, if you don't
Yes,
know,
Prabhuji.
our mind will go. It's every day
Yes,
we have to
Prabhuji.
hear. Every day we have to
Ye-
hear. Then also it is difficult for us.
Yes, Prabhuji. Because almost all purport, even from the middle of the purport, also if we are reading, means we will get so many points. Because
Correct,
he is stamping so many main points in almost all the purports and even translation also. So that from middle also, from wherever we will get a chance to read Bhagavatam. Like
Yes.
as Darshana Asuda Prabhuji's, I heard like from mango, any part if you try to taste it,
Bite.
the same taste
Yeah.
will be.
Or gulab jamun, you can say.
Yeah,
Any
yes,
side
Prabhuji.
you bite, the sweet is there.
Yes, sweet is there.
Yes, like that. Bhagavatam is there and Prabhupada. And the other one which I referred now, Mataji, that one where the wife is glorified, that is actually 3rd canto, 14th chapter, verse number 20. That is actually pregnancy of Diti in the evening. So there, Prabhupada,
Yes,
the
Prabhuji.
translation
Yes,
is
yeah,
as
yeah.
a
Malayalam, we just finished a few months back.
As a
Yes.
fort commander very easily conquers invading plunderers. By taking shelter of a wife, one can conquer the senses which are unconquerable in other social orders. So like that, it is glorified there. So that is
Yeah,
for...
Kapila Maharshi is glorifying, in fact, indirectly glorifying and giving a lesson to Mother Didi.
Correct,
That evening time you are asking this one is actually against,
Not
but
good.
as a husband, he has to fulfill her senses also. So
Yes.
indirectly, he was giving a lesson to him also.
Yes.
Thank you so
So
much.
we have to see, sometimes it looks like contradiction, but the context is different.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Context is different.
Prabhuji, the first lesson in the Grihastha course, when we did online course from Mayapur, the first comment it said that the wife is Maya, and the husband and wife are Maya for each other or protection for each other. So they're actually protection.
Protection, yes.
Protection. They are not Maya.
That, if they are taken spiritual life, they are protection for each other. But if they are taken material life, they are Maya.
Yes. If they're doing
this is Grihastha.
at least to the pass mark level, qualifying level, fine. If you're going to, if you are entering the region of Grihamayadam, then they're both for Maya for each other. They both like something like a blind leading blind. They both will fall.
Correct. Very true. Very true.
Otherwise, like protection for each other.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
This is material world. Dondam is there in everything. Duality is there. So we can't.
Yes, Prabhu.
And one more thing I want to say, Glorify is saying, Glorify Bhagavatam saying that, Prabhupada said that Srimad Bhagavatam is the completion of education. You understand the basics, at least the basics or essence of Bhagavatam, that's enough.
Yes.
You're the most educated person in the world.
Yeah, correct.
So we are very fortunate to hear at least some parts from some nook and corner at least every week or every day.
Yes.
As Radha Mata is saying that for any part, like every word or every sentence from Srimad Prabhupada is nectar, and nothing else.
Yes.
So may everyone be able to relish Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Pranam.
Thank you.
So some means Mataji explained means we are when we are lax in third canto, then fourth canto, then fifth, sixth, seventh canto. So whatever we lacking in the reading means we are because we are not applying in our life, right? So whatever it is lacking in our life, it is we can accept this with reading and reading means we if we need anything lacking in our life means shortcomings, we can adjust that one. Also here fourth canto is explaining that the grahametis, those who are the children and wife is means they are like means what is that plunders. So yeah, fourth canto. So the grahameti. So they are just like that. So whatever
Yes.
they are, they have to enjoy that one. So
Very
that is the previous life. They are just like they coming as our children and wife. They are plundering means they are looting means whatever in my life also it is happening. So that is a thing what is
You
happening.
can say like that also, Prabhu. Like, see, maybe last life, they might have given to you more. Now this time they will take. It's like equation, no? Sometimes it happens, no? It's all like cause and effect, give and take.
Yeah.
That is so. We have to take like that, so that only we
Yes,
can feel free.
Prabhuji, if you are able to take a strong decision and dedicate yourself to Krishna, then no karma bandha, no karma bala. But as such, we are in Grace Ashram till the time children are grown up. It's not recommended.
Yeah.
So then other option is
No, you
practice
have
along with family.
actually, as you have taken
Practice
the
with family.
responsibility. Yeah, you have taken
Yes.
the responsibility. You cannot give it up.
Yes.
If
Actually,
everything you should decide before marriage.
No, correct. No, even if you leave,
Yeah,
I am sure that Krishna will protect the family better than we take care. But
that is
that is
true.
not a good example.
Yeah,
That is not a good what is called
that is
way
like
of
Arjuna running
yeah
away from the battlefield.
yes. No, Arjuna suggested for a better cause only because he was elevating himself in both Varna and Asrama dharmas.
Yes.
But as such, Lord want everyone, all Varnas and all Asrama to run the universe. Then
Yes.
whatever you are being that, and take it as some siddhir, perform it as some siddhir haritoshanam.
Yes.
Also, Prabhu, if because of we are in Krishna consciousness, means we no need of lamenting. Means because that is because of this previous karma. Means
Prabhuji, in Lamentation, first chapter, Lord says, intelligent person will never lament for a dead or a living person. Krishna is very clearly told.
So, Prabhu, it is only because we are in Krishna consciousness. That is otherwise we cannot do anything.
Yes.
Right?
I mean, after you realize, self-realize, then go in the right path and accept whatever is coming.
Yes, lot of suicide, lot of thing coming.
See, we are discipline means be disciplined. Follow the guidelines.